Good morning to Secretary Remulla and the rest of the DILG, PNP, and BJMP, and other agencies under the DILG. Good morning. Good afternoon na pala. 12:39.
Oo nga pala, sir.
12:39.
Good afternoon,
Ang una ko pong katanungan, tungkol po dun sa Seal of Good Governance. Is it really a measure of good governance, or it's just a paper compliance, documentary compliance of yan po yung laging nakikita natin. Meron po bang third party validation itong Seal of Good Governance?
Sir, Prista, thank you very, very much for that question. If you notice, since I assumed office in 2024, we have taken out the SGLG for 2024, 2025, and 2026. We have decided that the Seal of Good Local Governments should be only allotted once every term. For the very reason that it should not be a yearly assessment, but a whole of term approach on how the municipality or the LGU performed. We have studied the matter, and just to put perspective, every year, sir, when it was a previous system, the LG used to commit 5 million man-hours a year just to study the documents of the local governments. Now, sir, we will do it once every term, whole of term approach into their total value of governance and what they have input in their system. Unfortunately, there is no budget for a third-party compliance because that would add it to maybe a couple of, maybe another 5 billion in order for that to happen.
Talaga din po, di ba, kung ma-determine natin kung yung Seal of Good Governance na binibigay natin ay talagang nagre-reflect dun sa actual na improvement in the services.
That's right, sir.
To our
Ang
people.
nangyari kasi, sir, may checklist lang, tapos may compliance, tapos check lang ng check, tapos award ng award. So na-diminish yung value ng SGLG. But this time, sir, it'll be a whole of term approach. Hopefully, sir, we will see better results in a more comprehensive report on how they functioned as a local government unit in the first 2.5 years of their incumbency.
For example po, in terms of their compliances with solid waste management, in terms of their compliances with yung pong mga biddings, contracts, malaking tulong po yan kung yung actual talagang
Yes, sir.
actual na nangyayari, hindi lang documentary compliance.
Yes, sir.
Malaking tulong yan para sa good governance.
Yes, sir.
Paano po kaya natin ma-relate itong mga seal na ito dun sa actual na nangyayari dun sa mga local governments?
Sir, there used to be 10 indicators for the Seal of Good Local Governments, but we have reduced it to 3 main, which is resiliency, fiscal management, and innovation. And then those 3, sir, are best indicative of how a local government performs. For the information of the body, there used to be up to 14 categories, and each submission would be this thick. And I think it was only right that now we have revised it, simplified it, and made sure that the most salient parts of good local government performance are included in this.
Will you be amenable if we will be able to maybe enact a proposal or a law that would legitimize third-party validation of Seal of Good Governance?
Yes, sir. We do have a third party, but it's only on project implementation. But if the Congress will allot the budget for a third party validator for all these, for the categories that we have presented, then we will be most welcome to accept that budget, sir.
We don't need a particular law, but just a appropriations.
Yes, sir.
Meron po ba kayong mga income na tineturn over nyo sa national government?
Ang DILG, sir?
Yes.
Only sa BGNP. BFP pala. BFP, sir. BFP. BFP, not PNP, sir. Ang BFP collects 4.5 billion a year. We remit the entirety to the National Treasury.
For example,
Napolcom meron din no? May income. But it mostly
will you be amenable kung halimbawa we will propose that in the general provision na ma-retain na lang for this purpose itong proceeds ng
that would be most
income.
welcome, sir. Because again, we only get to utilize like the BFP in particular. Only 33% of what 30% of what we remit is only given back to the BFP, and hence the numerous complaints and concerns of the various congressmen. But we are constrained by what the DBM gives us. However, we have entered into a long-term deal of 1,500 trucks for the next 3 years. So hopefully, by then, everybody's concerns will be addressed.
Pwede po siguro after this, kung sino man yung in charge nyo dyan sa, maybe we can work on a special provision and maybe we can request the Committee on Appropriations na mailagay sa special provisions na yung pondo na yon na na-income nyo. Automatic
sir.
na sa inyo na.
That would be most welcome, sir. Doon kami hirap na hirap eh.
Maybe mamaya po kung sino yung pwede ko makausap para sa proposal.
Yes, sir.
Tungkol dito sa floodings. Actually, I have a proposal actually. Nakita ko po kasi tuwing babaha, minumura yung presidente. Minumura yung, especially in Metro Manila. Because of the population. Minumura yung mayor, minumura yung congressman, minumura yung DPWH, minumura yung DNR, pati MMDA. Pero actually po wala talagang responsibility center when it comes to an integrated approach to flood control in Metro Manila. Metro Manila is 14 million population. We have 12,000 metric tons of garbage produced every day. Tapos po, hindi lang sa yung pong flood, marami pong maraming causes yan. Hindi lang yung waterways, pati po yung informal settlers on top. Don't you think that dapat baguhin na natin yung sistema? For example, there must be one accountable agency for a metropolitan area, a conglomeration of highly urbanized cities. For example, like Tokyo, like Bangkok, they have an elected governor and a legislative assembly. Makati po, 24 hours ang color coding. Pagdating sa Mandaluyong, Quezon City, ilang oras lang. So, hindi po coordinated. Kaya, pati po yung master plan, may master plan po ng flood control ang Quezon City. Gumagawa po yung ibang karatig, yung Caloocan, gumagawa ng master plan. Baka, bandang huli, it runs contrary to the master plan of every city.
I totally agree, sir. In our recent study, and when we unearthed when we studied it, a lot of our drainage systems some of them are over 100 years old. The pipes that we are using are still made of brick and mortar that are only this big when they should be 1 meter long already. But I agree, sir, that it's outside of the MMDA, there should be the Department of Water which will be created, should not only be focused on producing water for consumption, but also mitigating the effects of water during flooding.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Pangatlo ho, yung violence and crimes sa Japan, Singapore, South Korea, and even China. Meron po silang total ban gun o kaya very restricted
Very, very restricted, sir.
gun regulations. At sila yung may pinakamababang krimen
Yes, sir.
dito sa Asia. Why not we think about of implementing a very restrictive gun ownership?
Yes, sir. I have reported on that a couple of times. Just to give you the statistics, sir, 98% of gun violence are done by illegal firearms, loose firearms. 98%. So it is my clarion call to Congress to totally repeal the Robin Padilla law to make loose firearms non-bailable. Because right now, sir, we catch them at a checkpoint, they will post bail, and the next week they will commit another crime. So that is one solution, sir. The 98% of the gun owners are responsible, but the 2% that are committed by the gun owners are very minimal compared to the 98% done by loose firearms. If we repeal the Robin Padilla law, I assure you, sir, we will cut crime dramatically if we give us those powers and make it non-bailable.
Eh kung mas hihigpitan po natin yung gun ownership, very limited talaga yung pwedeng magkaroon ng pag-aari ng mga armas. Ako po, I'm 66 years old. I fought a lot of politicians. Wala pa akong baril. Buhay pa naman ako. Pagka wala kaya itong baril, malayo ka rin sa violence.
Totoo yan, sir. Again, sir, I propose that even that owning a firearm in the Philippines is a privilege and not a right. We do not have a Second Amendment which protects the rights for gun ownership. So I propose, sir, that we will amend our IRR so that the police can schedule appearances and inspections in every gun owner's home to make sure that how they keep their guns for safekeeping are up to standards that we recommend. The two school shootings, sirs, were done by legal firearms belonging to uniformed personnel. So if we have the power to schedule and to inspect all those homes, then maybe we can curb the violence with legal firearms.
Thank you. For my last question, Mr. Secretary, ang problema natin, basura. We're producing around 12,000 tons every day. And most of the, isa po sa nakikita nating problema dyan, yung corruption sa garbage collection. At nasabi na rin po yan ni Ombudsman Remulla. Ang nangyayari po kasi ang karamihan, siguro mga 80-90% ng mga contracts, for example, in Metro Manila, clean all. Ibig sabihin, pagka sinabing clean all, kukunin yung basura, pag pinirmahan ng local government na malinis na, babayaran ng buo. Pero sa katotohanan naman po, yung basura, mga 60% lang yung nakukuha, the rest goes to the waterways. Kaya po, makikita nyo naman yung resulta.
That's right, sir.
Ano po yung general supervision authority ng DILG to check on contracts? Kasi po, ano na to we are already almost in a garbage crisis.
Sir, zero, sir. We do not have supervisory powers on contracts of local governments. It is COA which has that, sir. But to answer your question, sir, as a comprehensive solution, the local government code mandates that garbage collection is done on a LGU basis. So let's say in Metro Manila, Makati, Pasay, Parañaque have their own systems of collecting garbage. It should be, sir, a regional matter so that the scales of garbage disposal, collection, and as a business can be done in a more efficient way. We have municipalities like, sir, in Cavite, Noveleta, which is in charge of their own garbage collection, but they only have 370 hectares. So how can they possibly dispose of their garbage within their system if it is a LGU based? So there is a need to revisit the local government code on how garbage should be handled and who is accountable and who has oversight over them.
But there is a provision in the Constitution that the President has general supervision over local governments.
Yes, sir, but you're talking about 40,000 local government units and supervising them to that minute level. I think, sir, a structural reform on how garbage is collected is a more effective way of addressing the problem rather than using our existing laws, which are arcane and almost useless in its application.
Thank you, Sec. Thank you, Congressman Erice. Next to interpellate